Hey everyone, welcome back to SFDC Panther. This is Amit, and in this video we are going to implement skill based routing using omnichannel. So in our previous video we implemented queue based routing with the help of omnichannel. So here we are going to follow a set of steps which we will be leading us to implement the complete implementation. That will be the outcome of this video will be implementing the skill based routings. Quickly search for Omni into the quick search box and you will find that option that is omni-channel settings. Click on that option and it will open up a new window for you where you need to enable a checkbox that is called as enable skill based routings. So this is the checkbox that we are going to enable. So I already enabled this. Once you will check this checkbox, you just need to click on save button in order to save the updated confirmation or configuration so that you can get the updated things. So this was the first step, and now second step is to create some skills. So why we need to create some skills? Because as we wanted to implement skill based omnichannel routing, and why, what are the skills? So skills are nothing, these are some special we can say that special parameter for a person or for a service resource. Service resource is your user. Suppose that, let's take an example. Now there are multiple representatives and you are selling your product across the world. Across the world means there will be different languages like Chinese, there will be Japanese, American English, there might be some other languages like French, Spanish. So these are the different languages that you might want to train your sales representatives or your service representatives. And there might be some other specific things like there are some customers, or we can say that there are some sales representatives, there are some service representatives which are mainly expertise on accounts related queries. Whenever a customer is coming to you asking that I have some problem related to my account, you can route those to your Salesforce sales representatives who is expert in that area. There are some other areas like orders, or you can provide some other skills based on your business need. So that's what skill we can say. The special kind of parameter for your person which uniquely identifies that sales that representative. So I already have multiple skills that I created. I will create a new here. I will take an example of Salesforce development. So I'll just quickly create here one skill that I'm saying as Salesforce development. Developer name will automatically get populated whatever the name you are giving, replacing spaces with the underscore here. If you want to provide some description, you can provide a valid description for that string, for that skill. And then please leave these two things blank, which is which user you wanted to assign this skill or which profile you wanted to assign these skills. Why we are leaving this as a blank? Because we are going to assign these skills at some other object level that is called as service resource. Service resource are nothing, those are the resources which will be acting as either sales representatives or service representative. So that's what we are leaving these two things as a blank here. Now let's save on. So we just saved a new skill here, new skill that you can see here. Now next thing is that we need to go to the object manager and change the page layout. So quickly get back to object manager here, find here a new object called service resource. So you will find service resource here. What we need to do is, let's quickly go to page layout and edit this page layout. If you don't have one page layout, or if you don't see, please feel free to create a new page layout and then add the required fields. So here we will already be seeing those fields. If there are any fields missing, like that, if user is missing, please add that field into the page layout. If active checkbox is missing, please add that field as well into the page layout. And then resource type. Resource type is a pickless field which contains various options that we will discuss here. So now after changing your page layout, quickly save that. Now we are done with this resource service resource page layout. Now let's talk about another step, that is to provide or to create service channels. Why we need to create service channels? Because we wanted to route, or we wanted to tell our customer what are the various options by which you can connect with us. So for that we have to provide service channels. Service channels might be a standard object for case, or we can say for case or lead, or we can have some custom objects as well, and then we can also have standard object that is order or work order. So these are the few objects that are supported for the service channels. So you just need to again type Omni here, and you will see that option is there, service channels. We need to create that service channel for us. I already have like case for the case object, chat, this is for live agent, then I created for lead, and then SOS is also an standard service channel that is available out of box once you enable Omni channel. So let's quickly go ahead and create one more, and we will say this time for order, and from the drop down you will see there is an order. I don't have any custom object into my Salesforce environment, that's why I'm not able to see any custom object, and then we will save this. So after saving this service channel, next step is to create some presence status. Why we are creating presence status? Because we wanted to give the ability to our representatives, either they can mark them as they are available to take some particular activities like cases, leads, orders, chats, or some messaging services, or they are busy because of some other work, like they are out for the break, they are out for the lunch, they are even busy in some other activities. So that's what we need to create presence status. So we need to click on new. I already have like available for cases, available for leads. Now I'm going to say here available for orders, and then we have two options, one is for online, one is for busy. So if we select busy, we don't see any options for the service channels, but if we select online, then we must need to like define for which service channel this option or this presence status is going to work, what particular activities you wanted to accept. So you can select either multiple or you can select only one. So we said that available for order, as the name indicates, we are going to select order only, and then we will quickly save it. Now we are done with the presence status as well, because we already have few other presence status that we are going to use for this demo, like for the case, especially we are going to demo on the case object. But these steps are just to give you an overview what are all the steps that we need to follow. Now from the setup side we are done. Next thing that we need to do is we need to create two custom fields on a case object we already created. This step is not necessary, but just to make this tutorial very easy, or just I'm putting this here. I created two custom fields. One is for language. Why I'm creating custom fields? Just for that here. So I have one field that is language, which is a type of picklist field which contains various languages. As well, it contains two more options, one is accounts and orders. So why I'm using this? Because what we will be doing is we will be exposing this field to our customer with the help of either live agent pre-chat form, or with our web to lead form, or with our web to lead or web to case form. So what will happen? We will ask the customer to choose their options, either they want to which query they wanted to connect with, what their language is. They are from China, they are from some other countries which where they can easily understand English, or they have French, Japanese, Spanish, and then we have some other options. These options are like there is another field that I also added these options, so we will discuss more about these options in that field. So this language field is only for the customers who can select what language they speak and what language they can easily understand, so that based on their selected language we can route our we can route the case to the suitable agent. And how this field is going to play a key role into our routing configuration or into our skill routing, we will be seeing later on. Now there is another field which is query related to. So there might be two options, either they are selecting some language, first option, and then there is one other option that is query related to. So what query related to is? So that is a new field which basically contains what kind of query they are what kind of problem they are actually facing. So it is a query related to field. It is also a picklist field where I do have multiple options like accounts. They are facing some problems with their accounts. They wanted to track their orders, or they wanted to cancel, reorder, or they wanted to reduce the number of items that they ordered. So these are the various options where they can select what is the area, what is the specific area where they want support or where they want query from our representatives. So that's why we created this particular field with the various options. You might be ending some creating some other options that are also well and good, but make sure that whatever the options you are selecting here, those are some valid options, so that those will be some meaningful options. That's why I put here like accounts, order, then we have codes, we have some other options as well. And then I put some Salesforce related steps like what Salesforce admin they want some queries, development. This might be related with some kind of training institute, but yeah, those are some meaningful entries that I have made here. So this is about this step, and next step is to create an Apex class. That Apex class is going to do the trick for us. So let's quickly get back to our developer console. I already have that Apex class. What that Apex class is doing, I will explain you each and everything. So basically we are going to call this class from our process builder that we will be creating in next step. So I just named this class as a skill based routing. Even you can find this class into the Salesforce help document as well. I have made some modification according to our requirements so that we can make it work. Now what this method is accepting, this method is accepting list of strings. We are sending IDs, case IDs from the process builder to this method, and then we are doing the query here. So if you notice that we are doing a query for that field that we just created, that is language. Why we are querying this? So that we can query on our skill object, we can get the exact skill that customer is comfortable with, and then we can route that to our associated, or we can say that to the best agent that we have in our Salesforce environment. So that's what this line is doing, just querying the case information, doing nothing. We are just doing a language ID and description, and what cases we are querying, the IDs that we are getting from process builder. And then the first step is to create pending service routing. This is the mandatory step that we need to do. What this object is doing, it is preparing an object for us that should be routed to the best suitable agent. And if you don't find any agent, this will be in the queue, or we can say that it will be in the backlog, so that whenever it will get a suitable agent, or whenever the agents are free from their previous work they are working, this particular item will get routed to that agent. That's what the object name indicates itself, that's a pending service routing. We also say that PSR. Then it has multiple fields here. So these are the fields that we need to define. Capacity weight, again the capacity weight is the unit size for a particular work item. In this case a single case record represents as a work item, and what will be the unit capacity? That is 1. That's what here we are saying as a 1. Then is ready for routing. For the first time, initially whenever we are preparing pending service routing object, it will always be false. What is the routing model? That is most available. There is another option that is least available. If you are not aware what most available is, what least available is, please do watch the previous video. We are discussed this in all detail, what most available and least available is. And then there is another, that is external routing. We are not going to discuss that. Then what is the routing priority? We can provide a valid number here, a positive number that might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 or till 11, or you can also give 100 even. What will be the priority for your work item? So here even we are going 1 as. What is the routing type here? So if you notice that here we are sending skills based. So this is the key thing for us. We need to set that routing type is skill based instead of queue. Now what is the service channel? Again, this is the service channel that we created here. So what is the name of our service channel in case of case? So in case of case, if you remember, or if you get back to our setup here and find service channels, in case of case, the name of our service channel, or we can say that the developer name of our service channel is case itself. That's what here we are giving as a case. Now suppose that you are implementing this routing for your object called lead. So what will be the service channel name? If you have this lead, or if you have some other name, you just need to open this and then copy the developer name here from here, and then put that here instead of this get channel id. So this get channel id is nothing, it's a custom method in the same class that we are also going to discuss. And what is the work item? Work item is the record that we are going to route to our agent. That is the case that we are getting from the list. And then prepare that list, insert that as well. So here what we are doing is basically we are doing everything inside a for loop. We did not follow the best practice, but yeah, in a real time it's good to follow the best practice for you, so that it work, it don't get or it don't hit the governor limits provided by Salesforce. So but for now, as we will be getting only one case, or we will be getting only one case, we did everything inside for loop. So now here what we are doing is we are again doing the query on the same object that we just inserted, that is pending service routing. So we have got this. Now we are querying only two fields, one is id and one is ready for routing. So if you notice here, till now when we prepared our pending object, it doesn't contains any skill, which skill we need to route, or which skill that agent must to have, where we wanted to give a pop-up to the user saying that hey, here is a new case for you, or here is a new work item for you. So in the next step, after querying this pending request object, what we are going to do is we are going to create another object, that is skill requirement. So now this skill requirement is containing two fields, or we can say that three fields. One is the related record id. Related record id is nothing, this is our pending request object that we just prepared. And then one is skill id, which skill that agent must to have to get the pop-up for that work item. So again we have another method, that is get skill id. We are passing the language here, the language that we just queried on, and that user will be putting that language into the case object. And then we have skill label, what skill label that agent must have in order to get the pop-up. So for now we are just commenting out this because we are going to put 0 as a skill label for all the agents, and then we are inserting that object. So again, just to quick recap, we created a pending request item, inserted that, again we queried that item here, we prepared our skill requirement, we inserted that, and then we updated our object. We said that update, now this object is ready for the routing. Now we have got this as a true here. So what we are doing is, for the first go, we are enabling as a false, we are assigning that item to which skill it should route to, and then we are again updating and saying that now this object is ready, now this work item is ready to be routed to the agents which are having this suitable skills, the skill that we got from the case object itself, that is language. There might be work related to field as well based on our requirement, or there might be both the fields we might wanted to check. Only route to those agents which having these two skills, or we might need to create two more object for the skill requirement, one for language and one for the query related, the specialization part, that is accounts, orders, codes, or other some specific areas. So that's what we have here. Now we are returning here. So if you have noticed that we got two methods, one is get channel id, and then we have got one more method, that is get skill id. These are the two methods inside the same class. Here we are doing, what we are doing is we are querying on the service channel object. We are saying that give us the service channel, and which service channel we want, the developer name that we are passing here. Again, the service channel is the service channel that we gave here, that is a name case. And now then again there is one more method, that is fetching the skills. So what we are passing here is case language. Case language is by default we are assigning as skill, that is English. If we don't have anything that we are getting, that means if case language is not null, then again we are assigning that language into the variable skill name, and then we are querying on the skill object. These all objects becomes available out of box when we enable omnichannel and when we enable that checkbox skill-based routing at the omnichannel settings. So this is what we did into our Apex class. Now next step is to create a process builder on the case object. If you are implementing this into your other object or for your other object, you have to create a process builder there. So now let's quickly get back to our setup, find process builder here, and then we need to create a new process builder. I already have. I'll just quickly walk you through. There is nothing in that process builder. That is very simple process builder which is being executed whenever we are creating a case, and then we are calling our Apex class that we just developed. So even I gave the name of the process builder as skill based routing as well. So if you can see that my process builder is on case object, the criteria to start the process is only when the case record is created, and then there is no criteria for the criteria node, and then in the immediate action I'm just calling the class that is skill based routing. If you see the class name here skill based routings, and then I'm passing case record ID as a parameter that we have here. Why we are using list? Because invocable method accept parameter of type list. That's what we are using here. So this is how quickly you can create your process builder. Now we are done with this step as well. Next thing is that to create some service resources for us and then assign the skills to the service resource. So what service resources are? Service resources are nothing. These are the representatives that we already discussed. So if you see here, we have got a tab service resources. If you don't have that tab available into your Salesforce environment, please go to the profile settings, enable that tab for your profile. That will be system admin if you are implementing that. So now we have got this that is service resources. Now let's close this, whatever the options we are getting here. Now we have got service resources. We don't have any service resource. As you can see that recently viewed we have 0. Now let's quickly create one service resource and I will name it as Amit Singh, and in the braces I will say as a Panther because I might have created this. Make sure that you are making this checkbox as active. Which user you wanted to enable, that is an admin user here, and then what is the type? It will always be an agent. If you don't select this agent, you will not get the case routed, or you will not get the work item routed to this service resource. Now once you will save it, you can see a service resource type. This is already exists for this user. That means we already had. So what I will do is I will quickly open that service resource here. So here you can see I can find that service resource as an admin user here. So once you will create the service resource based on the by following the process that we just did, and then we got the error, you will see the detail page for your admin or for your service resource, and in that case you will be the owner for this. Now you have got this. Go to the related section. You will see that there is a related items as an skill. If you don't see, what you need to do is you need to go to the setup, go to the service resource object, edit the page layout, and then add skill as a related list. So I'll just quickly walk you through here. What we need to do is we need to go to object manager, and then it will be service resource here, and then we need to edit the page layout. Even we did into the step first, we forgot to add that related list, so that's not a big deal here. Now we are going to add. Go to the related list section, select related list from here, and then add that skill related list so that you can see the skills into the related list here. Now as you can see that I have assigned more than 6+ skills to me. If you see here, I can see that I have got French, Spanish, English, Chinese, Japanese, and I also have some specialized areas like accounts, order, CI/CD. You might want to go ahead, wanted to add more skills, or you wanted to add the skills even into the new skill. What we are going to do is we are going to create one more skill to this admin user only. Click on new here. and this will pop up like this. Select your skill, what skill you wanted to create. So suppose that I wanted to say that Salesforce development. You might wanted to provide the skill level. 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. You can provide that skill level as well. And then start date is the mandatory. So you might wanted to select the current date, or you might wanted to select date that is in the back or that is in past. So I'm just going to select 1st of March 2020. And optional, you can select in date, when this user is going to switch their skills, or as per the best practice, end date should be of like start and end date there will be a different of 6 months as a best practice, because you might want to train your users in every 6 months so that they are updated with the current technologies that are there in the market. So I'm just going to quickly save this. Now you can see that I have got service resource skills, that is SRS, has been created for me related to the admin user. If I go to admin user, I can see now I have got 6 plus. If we click on view all, I can see that I have got 9 items here. So these are all the skills that I have created. You might want to go ahead and create few more service resources for you, and then you can test that. Now if you talk about that, we have more service resource for me. I have one Okta user and I have another that is Anuj Singh. So if I open this Okta user, you will see that I have also assigned few skills to this user as well. So there are 6 skills that I assigned to this user, and you can see that I haven't assigned English as an skill to this user. So what we are going to do is we are going to quickly test this implementation. Before we go ahead and test, as you have added your user as a service resource, you might wanted to check one thing that before we go ahead and test. So that is, go to the users, like from the setup, go to the users here, find all the users that you have added as a service resource. So I'm just going to show you for the one user, that is, let's suppose that for the Okta user itself, just go to the user detail page, edit that user, and see if you have enabled this checkbox, that is Service Cloud user, because this checkbox or this feature license is required to have in order to work that user as a representative for omnichannel. This checkbox must be checked into the detail page of for that user that you have added as a service request, service resource. And the next thing that we need to check is just to make sure that you have added the presence status into the profiles of all the users. So suppose that for the admin user I have system admin profile, for the Okta user I have standard user profile. So what you need to do is you just need to go to the profile for that user, and then once you will open the profile, you might see some other interface where you will be seeing some related list on the top of that user. You need to find the related list called as enable presence status access. You just need to click on that, and once you are you will see, if you can see some presence status here, that is well and good. Even go ahead and edit that and select all the presence status from available to the enabled. So we just need to select this as well, save. So by doing this, what will happen behind the scene, these all status will be available to the agent while they will go to the service console and they will try to become online or try to come online into the omnichannel. They will see all these status, and based on these status they can mark their presence, either they are available, they are busy, they are out of a break, or they are busy in some other important work. These are status are going to do the trick for the users for the service resources. So now we did everything, we are well and good to test. So what we need to do is we quickly need to go to setup, click on this app launcher, go to the service console here, and into the service console, as we already are there, but again we are going to the service console, and on the other hand we will be open setup tab. We just need to see a few things. So now if you can see here, we have got this omnichannel on the bottom left of our service console. Now if we click here, you might see this pop-up like login into omnichannel failed, or you might not see. Just click on this drop down menu and select what options we do have. We have accepting leads, we have online. So online is nothing, online is for cases only. If we select here, it should say that now we are online into the omnichannel. Now if we create a case here, so let's select cases from the drop down here, and once we click on new, what will happen, we just need to provide the required value here. So for the case origin, I'm just selecting phone. Now you can see here for the language, we need to select any of these available language that we do have. So what we are going to do is, we are going to select the language that we added as a skill to our service resource. So we added French. I'm going to select that French. What query related to is, I'm going to select anything like Salesforce Einstein, and then I'll just say here test skill based routing and save it. So as soon as you will save it, you will see a pop-up coming here for your agent saying that test skill based routing. Now either your agent can accept this, or before accepting this, let's quickly see one thing. Let's quickly click on drop down. You can see here omnichannel supervisor. If you don't see, click on edit button, go ahead, click on add more items, find that omni supervisor and add that into the drop down. And then once you have added that, click on omni supervisor. I'll just show you one thing. So it will try to connect, it will give you the complete detail about all the agents which are online. You can see here, and even this agent will be able to see what all skills that agent have, what are the skill level for that agent. If we putting as a blank, it will be 10. And if you see here, if you click on this drop down, it will say that there is a work which is waiting for that user to accept. Even if you see that there is a tab assigned for queue, but we are not much interested. We are much interested in skills backlog. So if you can see that there is no item in skill backlog. Why there is no item in skill backlog? Because user is getting a pop-up here. If user is not getting a pop-up here, then those items will be here. That means the items which are waiting for to be routed to the correct agent, those will be sitting here into the skill backlog that we also be seeing. So let's quickly accept this work. As soon as you will accept, you will see there is a work for you into the my work tab, and then you might see here this is a transfer button. If you click here, you will see for which user you wanted to transfer. Suppose that we wanted to transfer for the agent which have skill CI/CD. Let's transfer this, and again you will see a new. Why we are seeing a new? Because we are the only agent who is online at this time. You will see that now you are able to identify that this case or this work item has been transferred to you by some other agent. You can accept this, or if that is not correct for you, you can again transfer it to some other agent. So this is the one thing that I wanted to show you, that skill based routing is working. Now other thing is that if we keep this agent as online, if you go to the tab here and create some skills, suppose that we are creating more skill, and what skill we will be creating here, or we will be seeing that we have an skill called Salesforce development, just to make sure that this is the same as the picklist value that we just created into our case. So what we will be doing is we will be creating or we will be going back to the case here. So let's quickly get to the case object, go to the fields. What we are doing here is we are adding a new picklist field value, because we wanted to make sure that we get the API there. Sorry, we get the language, we get the skill whenever we are querying on a skill object. So I'm just going to put, we have one skill available, that is Salesforce without underscore. Now we have got one more skill, that is Salesforce with underscore. So we have got one more language, we have got one more skill in the same here with the same name, that is Salesforce object, sorry, Salesforce development. Now what I will do is I will assign this query, sorry, I will assign this skill to my admin user service resource. Let's assign this, that is Salesforce development. I'm going to say I've got this skill way long before. Save this. This skill is already assigned to this service resource. Now let's quickly create one more skill and then assign that skill to this to this representative. So for that, let's quickly see what options we have. We have MuleSoft. We are going to create one skill for MuleSoft here. So let's quickly create one skill here. You will see what I'm trying to show you here, one thing that you might get into. So this is a MuleSoft. Don't assign it, we are going to assign from the service resource. Get back to the case object, make sure that we have got the correct values there, because I do a lot of typo mistakes. So I will be doing quickly, I've got language, and then yep, we did it correct way. Now let's quickly go ahead, go to the admin user service resource, click on here, we are admin user, click on new. I'm going to add this, this is a MuleSoft. I do have one skill, I don't have. Let's hit enter, it should give us, yeah, now we got. So why we are not able to see, because we created other tab and we were trying to search here. So even in MuleSoft, I'm going to select some other date in the past, save it. So now what we did is, we did created a new skill, assign that new skill to the user. So now if we create a new case, this user must be able to see the pop-up, right? As of now we don't have any work, new work is 0. Let's quickly clone this case and see what will happen. So I'm going to clone this case and change the language to MuleSoft. I've got MuleSoft. In the related to also I do have MuleSoft. I'm going to select that as well, and here in the subject I will make it as MuleSoft. Yes, I've got this as well. Oops, I will save this. You might be wondering that we should be getting the pop-up, but we will not. So that is what I was trying to show you. And if you go to Omni Supervisor skill backlog tab, you will see that we have got one item which is waiting to be routed to the agents. Now what we will do, if we go ahead, do the offline, the agent is offline. Now let's try to online and see what is happening here. And boom, you can see. And now we have got this work. So if agent is online and you are assigning any new skill to that agent, and then immediate after assigning the new skill to the agent, if there is any work item coming into the agent way, that agent, those agents will not be getting any pop-up. The agent must need to go to either offline, out of a break, or for a break, and then once they will come online, then again they will get the pop-up. So that is the key thing that I wanted to show you, because you might be getting into the same thing and then you might be thinking what is happening. So that's what. Now let's quickly try it out with the two agents. So I have another Salesforce user is opened into my new window, that is Octo user. We already added some skills to this user. Oops, we got here. So I'm going to quickly log in into my Salesforce environment. So now we are logged in into that Octo user. You can see here we have a case here. Let's quickly go to here. Now you can see that we have got many options as compared to the user, that is admin user, which has only accepting leads, online, busy and offline. But we have got more options here about accepting leads, cases, orders, online, busy, offline. That is why, because we added more presence status at the profile of Okta user, that is standard user, and in case of admin user we added fewer options as a presence status for the system admin profile. Now let's quickly make this available for the cases here, and okay, now we don't have any work item here. Let's quickly try to create an item here, case. So before we go ahead and create a case, I would like to see what service resource we do have. Okay, we will be quickly seeing what access we have for this service resource, that is Okta user. Why we are able to see? We just wanted to make sure what skills this user has been assigned to. So there is a skill called CI/CD, which is common for both the users, admin user and Okta user. Yes, that is common. Now let's quickly create a case with the skills saying that CI/CD. I wanted to some help on CI/CD here. So I don't have any. Just quickly going to select some random values. Let's make the subject as CI/CD and we will save it. So once we will be saving it here, we are getting the pop-up and this user is not getting any pop-up. Now if we accept this, why we are getting this pop-up? Because you can see here, even without accepting the work, it is changing the username, that is Okta user. If this user accepts, or if there is any timeout we set behind the scene, after that this agent is going to get the pop-up. At a time, not every agent will be getting the pop-up. Now let's accept this. Once we will be accepting, we will be seeing that we have got my work. Let's transfer this skill. I'm going to say Salesforce development, transfer this, and once we will be transferring, now we will be getting the pop-up here saying that there is a work item which is being transferred to me, and the subject is case CI/CD. We have got priority as medium, status is new, what is the case number, what is the wait time, and I can quickly accept this. So this is how you can enable skill-based routing using omnichannel. So why this skill-based routing is useful? So this is basically useful for the large scale companies, large scale organizations where they have multiple products they are selling to their customers, they are providing services to their customers. In that cases, they might want some expertise based on some specialized product, or they also want to have some agents which are specialized in various languages that we just discussed. So this is it for this video.